All right. Another thing we're looking for, our Steeler expert. We've had several people. We're going to have some sort of a competition, some sort of a quizzing to establish passion, knowledge, so on and so forth. So one guy who wants the job, I'm not keen on him doing it, but he's been very resilient, at least, by making regular phone calls to state his case why he deserves to be the Steeler expert. His name's the Ed. He's from Las Vegas, and he's on with us now. The Ed, how say you, sir?
How you say, David?
Well, you know, I'm doing all right. You know, it's a first show back after my wife just had a baby. Now you're a father of four grown boys. You're your kids are all out of the house now and everything.
Yeah.
So any advice for me? You know, as I start on this journey of fatherhood.
Well, the most important thing in being a father, you got to go down to the hospital and take one of them DVD tests and make sure that you're the dad. Because if you're not a dad, then you ain't got to pay that child support.
Well, I'm almost positive. I mean, I thought that, I'm pretty sure I'm the dad.
You can't never be too sure.
It's a DVD test I take.
You like on the Maury Povich show?
Right.
You got to go on there. He'll fly you there for nothing. And he'll take you and the girl, whoever supposedly you had a baby with, and they'll give you a test, and they'll put you in a hotel all night. And they'll say, look, we're going to give you a test, and then you're going to come back on the show, and then we're going to tell you if the baby's yours or not. And then if it is, then, you're in some trouble. But if
a couple things on that, the Ed. One thing is, let me say this, though, the Ed. One, a lot of the nurses and stuff, they keep saying that the baby looks like me. So that's one thing that makes me think.
You ever watch Maury Povich? They say the same thing. Look, the baby looks just like him. Baby looks just like him. Baby looks like him. And it come out. You say, Dameshek. You not the father.
Dameshek, right? Dave Dameshek. Now, but the other thing is too. On the off chance, like I say, I'm pretty sure she's mine. But on the off chance that she's not, why would I want to be embarrassed on TV like that on Maury Povich?
Well, they give you money for going on the show.
Oh, is that right? What do you think I could make out of doing that? Going up to?
I think one of my son's cousins went on there and got $500.
Wow. Well, yeah, I don't know if $500 would be worth the humiliation of finding out that my baby the baby that I think is mine isn't mine. So anyway, all right. Well, that's a good tip. Now the Ed. By the way, before anything else, I want to make sure you want to be our Steeler expert, but what I really want you to do, will you call back tomorrow at some point, because I definitely want to talk to you about the horses. You know, we got the Kentucky Derby coming up, and in past conversations, you were living out in Las Vegas, and you spent a fair amount of time out in the sports books. So I'd like to talk to you about what you expect out of the Kentucky Derby, and also out of the big fight, the De La Hoya Mayweather fight this week.
It's a big weekend in the sports world. Two biggest things: boxing and horse racing.
Well, I mean, I don't think I would call those the two biggest things, especially in the city of Pittsburgh. You now live in the city of Pittsburgh. I think you need to replace. I mean, those things are great. I want to watch them too, but they're not as big as the Steelers, for instance.
Well, I don't know about that, but I need to find action on the horse racing out here. They got an off-track book here.
Well, I'm not sure about that, if they got the OTB for you there.
Maybe somebody call in and tell me where to go.
Okay. All right. Well, now, so I do want to get into that stuff with you, but hopefully we can deal with that tomorrow. Let's talk about this, though. What did you think about the Steelers draft? You're a newcomer to the city of Pittsburgh. You have said before, you've called into the show, you say you want to be the Steeler expert. You said, I think the Steelers are going to be 4-12 this coming season, which I think is crazy. You're sure that they're going to lose at Cleveland in week 1. What do you think about this draft?
Well, listen, your telephone boy that answers the phone, he could tell you this, because I was on hold for a long time the day before the draft, and I told him, I said, I know who the Steelers going to take. Mm-hmm. I said, they're going to take that Lawrence Timmons boy from Florida State. You ask that man, he'll tell you. And I didn't get on the show because I was on hold the whole show, and you didn't put me on. So
I'm sorry about that, Ed. We were dealing with a lot of stuff there, but I got to say, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but a lot of people thought that the Steelers were going to take Lawrence Timmons.
Well, but you know what? You know I'm really upset because they had the 15th pick, and do you know that Brady Quinn was available? And they did not take him, and the Cleveland Browns got him, and it's going to come back to burn the Steelers.
The Steelers, the Steelers, I know you've said some things bad about Big Ben Roethlisberger, but he's there, he's young, he's their starting QB, and hopefully will be for the next 10, 12 years.
Hopefully is the key word, because, he's not going to be there. He's not going to make it.
What do you mean he's not going to make it?
They could have got a couple of running backs. They could have got a whole bunch of stuff. They didn't. I graded a D on the draft part.
A D? What are you talking about? Everybody thought that. I mean, everybody. No, I haven't heard anybody say it was the best draft of the season. But a lot of people gave the Steelers a B. They said they addressed their linebacker needs and everything else. What are you talking about? A D?
Well, Timmons was about the only good guy they got because they had to replace the Joey Porter because, the Joey Porter's a Hall of Fame caliber player, like one of the best linebackers Steelers ever had.
Yeah, well, the Joey Porter
this
was
guy
good
right here is, he could be, he'll make you forget about Jack Ham. Timmons will. So, I might give him a C minus, but I just don't know.
You're a harsh critic of these Steelers. Well, but I don't understand why you're so you want to be the Steeler, you want to follow them and cover them and everything, but every time you talk about them, all you have are bad things to say about them. It doesn't. I don't know how much people are going to enjoy listening to you talk about the Steelers once the season gets going when you clearly don't like them very much.